Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jaden Irwin, and I just did a new move, and I was using the mic from my laptop and not my mic. So I'm really sorry about the audio quality not being what it normally is and what you would expect on my channel. But I don't think I'm going to re-record the 25-minute long video that I just made. So yeah, bear with me. I'm sorry that the audio isn't what it normally is. I'll try to clean it up as best I can, but it's just not going to sound like it usually does. So yeah, I think I'm a little bit sleep deprived from the baby, but you'll hear about that here in just a minute. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jaden Irwin, and today I actually have a couple of awesome announcements. The first one, I know that I mentioned this in my last video, but I have a daughter now, which is awesome. Mom is healthy, baby's healthy, everything's going great, which I'm very thankful for. So that's the first announcement. I'm a dad now. The second announcement is I'm actually rebranding this channel. I just kind of feel like it's been under my name for a while, and I want to do a little bit more with it than just, do these videos. And I'll still be doing these videos, but I want to do a little bit more and have some more branding around the videos too. I am officially rebranding the channel to Little Sticks. I know it's kind of a funny name, but Little Sticks is kind of this brand that I came up with. And if you have questions about how I came up with it, feel free to ask me on Twitter or Instagram or wherever. But yeah, I just kind of like this idea of little sticks. And it originally came from this idea of like, how do you start a fire? And when you want to start a fire, you get little sticks and you get like kindling, right? So kindling was a cool name, but it was kind of already taken. So I ended up with Little Sticks. So you'll start to see all the branding change on the channel. I'm sorry, I know that is jarring to do to people, but I want to do it now rather than as this channel grows and then make that decision later. I feel like now is a good time to do that. So yeah, new brand name, new channel name. Stay tuned for a lot more videos to come, a lot more tutorials and courses, and maybe eventually a course platform too, more like a separate website where you can go and access the courses and themes and resources and all those types of things. So some pretty big plans for what I want to do with this channel. So yeah, Little Sticks, that's the new brand name. And then the last one, I kind of peeked at, give you a little sneak preview of it, but basically I did do a submission for the Astro hackathon that they've been doing. And if you're not aware, if you go to astro.build, they had a hackathon going where you basically had 3 different categories. There was an SSR category, a theme category, and an integration category. And I actually decided to do a theme. So that's where this one is. It's called Odyssey. And it is my submission for the hackathon. And I kind of just wanted to give an overview of what it is, maybe a little bit of how to use it. I am working on documentation for it too. And I know I'm right on the wire here. I'm actually recording this the day before it's due. But yeah, things have been crazy around here, and I really wanted to get as much done as I could on this. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to hop in, kind of show you Odyssey, what it is, how it works, and we can go from there. So the first thing is I just want to give a quick tour of the theme itself. So you'll see we've got this home page. It's got a breakdown of some cool cards that go to different included pages and features of the theme. And then one really cool thing is this theme switcher that I came up with. So if you click on the theme switcher, you'll notice that the image changes in the hero, and these images aren't going to change because they're screenshots of one specific theme, but the entire theme of the site completely changes with that theme switcher. And we'll go into more how you can customize those themes too, but yeah, I'll just click through those, kind of show you the different themes that we have. We have like this blue theme, this orange sandy theme. So yeah, pretty cool. You can switch between those, and I'll show you kind of what's going on under the hood here in a minute on that. But yeah, we've got this theme switcher, and then if we go to this landing page, you can really start to see how this could pan out into your own website, right? So we've got an announcement banner at the top, so you can announce with like a link to your latest blog post, or if you have a promotion that you're trying to push people towards, that would be a great thing to use that for. You've got a hero with a nice big call to action, customer quote, testimonial, right? And then you've got some little links here with some pieces of text. A nice big rounded YouTube video. I might end up swapping that out with one of my videos. Haven't quite decided on that. And then we've got this piece down here. So this actually has a little bit of a sticky piece to it. So you'll notice that the image, as I scrolls with it. And the longer this left piece gets, the more you'll notice that sticky image. I didn't want to overdo it on this landing page, but because there's just a lot of lorem ipsum here. But yeah, kind of cool. As you scroll through, that image is going to stick on the right side. And then at the bottom, we've got a nice big call to action card. So, and let me go back to the home page. We'll click back to classic, go to landing page. Notice that it's all themable, right? So we've got this theme going through here with different colors. If I go back, and you'll notice that CTA is different too. So that's a landing page 1. Landing page 2 is just this nice big full screen split screen. So this form actually does work. If you fill out those fields and then click submit, it will submit to Netlify. So it's nice to have something set up that you can just start using contact forms. I'm imagining a lot of businesses just want to do that. So yeah, contact forms are working. If we click on this Odyssey, this is a logo slot, so you can actually swap that out with your own logo. We'll go more into that in a minute. About page, I don't think I'm going to go quite through all of these. Pretty straightforward. You got a contact page, contact form, right? Blog page just has a newsletter form at the top, and then you've got your list of blog posts. Click on blog posts, and that goes to a blog post. Shameless plug to my Astro crash course. Might be useful for people starting to use this theme. So, and then we've got legal page, pretty straightforward. The get started page is kind of this nice big CTA card with some links in it. And then the style guide is going to show you the different styles that are included with your theme. So as you start customizing your theme, this would be a good spot to go and see what you're doing, the changes that you're making to the theme. So let's go ahead and just hop into customizing it. That's kind of an overview of the theme now. So I already went ahead and cloned it. Let's go ahead and open a terminal here. And let me make my text bigger for you. And we'll install real quick. So yeah, I guess I should say too, so we've got our repo here. I will link the repo in the description below. We've got components, docs, and theme. Theme is where you're really going to be to customize and set up your own website. Docs is obviously the documentation for the site. So if you want to contribute documentation, I would love it. I would appreciate that. That's probably going to have to be after the voting happens for the Astro hackathon. But yeah, if you want to contribute documentation and you like this theme, I would appreciate that. Components, that is the package for all of the components that this theme is using. So that's one thing that they required for their theme category, is having a component repo. So like the buttons, the cards, some of the core features like the header and the footer, those are all components. So if I push updates to those in the future, all people will have to do is update the components and you'll get those updates, which is really cool. So really awesome way to set up themes and components on there. We've got our theme. We installed Astro. Let's go ahead and start here. It's going to be running on localhost 3000 for Astro. And there you go. It looks the same. Let's go ahead and hop into, let's rename it. Let's say this brand is not Odyssey. It's Olympus. We can go with that. So all I did is go to source, components, and then there's this logo.astro. So this logo.astro is an Astro component, but the cool thing about it being an Astro component is you could replace all of this with an SVG if you wanted a different logo. Or you could do, if your logo is kind of text like this with a specific font, then you could do something like this and add that specific font, set the text, and you're good to go. I'm just going to change this to Olympus though. And then we'll save that. There you go. It says Olympus now. Odyssey obviously is hard-coded into the hero, but if we go back to landing page 2, there you go, Olympus right there. So very easy to edit the logo. Another one that I'll show you is if we go to the config, go to settings.js, you'll see that we've got our default title and description. So update the title and description for the site. Let's say Olympus Astro theme. And then the URL we could change to right here, right? So this is used for a couple of things, but mainly for the canonical URL. So make sure that you don't leave a trailing slash on there, because Astro is going to automatically do all the canonical URLs for you. So make sure you update that URL, and then all of this too. So like name, this is used in the footer. So let's go back here, change that to Olympus, scroll all the way down, and we should see, I might have just found a bug. That copyright should change for you to Olympus. So yeah, I'll check on that. Enable theme switcher. This one's pretty straightforward. It's true by default, obviously, because I want to be able to show people how you can switch themes just like that. But if we set it to false, which I would probably recommend most people using this theme do, refresh real quick, boom, there goes the theme. You'll notice that it sticks to whatever theme was set before I disabled that. That's not really a bug, that's just kind of how that works. Mainly because the themes are saved to localhost, or saved to your like your local storage. So if you go and inspect, you go to application, go to local storage, you'll see that there's a theme value there. So if you do notice that and you're like, well, why is the theme being set? That's most likely what you're running into. So you'll probably want to go in there to your local storage and delete that. If you clear cache and cookies, that will also do it. So if I close that, refresh, there we go, we're back to the default theme. And there's no more theme switcher, so we shouldn't have that issue of the theme not matching whatever you set. So yeah, that's enable theme switcher. Set that to false most likely when you get started. I do have a documentation site too, which I'll link in the description below. So feel free to go to the documentation and kind of follow along with the getting started aspect of that. So that's the settings, general SEO, some general ideas of that footer, which I'm going to have to fix before I get this submitted. The nav, that's a really common one that you want to change, right? So if you go back here, home, blog, about, contact, and get started, right? So home, blog, about, contact, let's say we don't want about in the nav anymore. Just get rid of that, save it, refresh, and boom, there it goes. This get started button, it's not hard-coded. If we go into, it's going to be layout. We'll go to page.astro. That should be where the header is used. And notice that there's a button. The slot is action item. That's the action item. And then the href, theme/get started. And there's our get started button, right? So if we wanted that to be contact us, there you go. It is a contact us button now. Perfect. Let's see, what else? Just kind of thinking, I'm thinking on my feet right now, to be honest, because this has been taking up a lot of time and trying to get this to where it is right now. Hopefully you guys find it useful. Yeah, so there's the header and the navigation. Let's go back to this footer.js. A lot of these things should be pretty straightforward when you start picking apart these config files and some of these layouts, but you'll notice that footer socials, right? We have our footer socials, and that is down here in the footer. We've got Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and GitHub. Let's say that we don't, for whatever reason, have Instagram. So we'll delete that, save it, refresh. There you go. We've got YouTube, Twitter, and GitHub. Scroll down a little bit further, footer list. We've got landing pages as a title. So there you go, landing pages. Landing page 1, landing page 2. Those have some slugs that are getting passed in. So if I click on one of those, it should go, there you go, right where we want it to. And let's say we want to customize those the same way. So let's get rid of about again. Refresh, under company, about disappeared. So feel free to add and delete those as you'd like to. That's really what these config files are for. in kind of this general nav and setup type components or files. Let's see. So that's like general for the config. We edited the logo. Another really cool thing is these themes, right? So how would I customize a theme for Odyssey theme? What you would do is you'd actually go to public, go to styles, and then you're going to see some styles in here. There's the global, there's the index, there's the reset, theme, and typography. So typography, this is actually based on the fluid type scale. If you haven't looked at fluid type scale before, I would definitely recommend it. If you just search fluid type scale, it's fluid-type-scale.com. And that's where that's generated from. If you're wondering like where these crazy numbers come from, that's actually where it came from. And then you'll notice that you can definitely customize the typography scale if you'd like. Maybe you want the H1s, H2s, and H3s to not be bold. Then you can definitely make that change. You'll notice that the theme font family is set in the theme.css. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go too in-depth on these theme colors and everything, but let's just go ahead and set one of these themes as our default. I think that would be a good demo. So Earth, I really like the Earth theme. I think it looks great. I like the ocean. I like all of the themes, but let's take this Earth theme. If we scroll down, we've got these theme colors, and then we just have this theme button border radius. So I only changed the values that should change from this root theme. In your case, in most companies' cases using this, I would probably recommend just deleting all of these extra themes that you don't need, because you're probably not using the theme switcher, right? Maybe you are, and you can definitely use that, customize it as you want to, but you probably only have one theme, right? So I would delete all of those other themes, because they're mainly for demo purposes. And then in this root, that's where your default theme would be, right? So what I'm going to do is take these Earth theme colors, I'm going to cut those out, and then I'm going to delete all of these other themes. Let's just get rid of them. And we'll also get rid of this default one, also used for the theme switcher. So we'll save that. And then let's go ahead and replace the theme colors. Notice that the border radius was overridden by the Earth theme. I'm just going to comment that for now. Save. We'll go back here to Olympus, right? And just like that, you'll notice that we've got green now. So we've got this really dark green primary color. On hover, it changes to a lighter green. We've got this kind of grayish green background. If we go to the blog, it's even more apparent that the theme switched. We've got this kind of like tan color going on. We go to contact page, same thing there, right? So now we switched our theme colors just like that. Theme primary, theme background, surface 1, surface 2, completely changes the website. You notice that our border radius for our buttons are still rounded, right? And that comes from here. So let's just go ahead and take this, paste that, and refresh, and there you go. Our button radius changed to half a rem, so a little bit less rounded. So yeah, we've got that custom theme. Feel free to play around with these theme colors and everything, kind of see what you like. That's really the fun thing about themes, right? Is you can make it your own, customize it how you like. The containers, I won't go too in depth on those, but basically the container width that you're seeing that is very consistent throughout the website. You notice that this container width is consistent the whole way down the page. That is because of this container max width. So if I set this to like 1600 pixels, now it's wider, right? Just a little bit wider. So very easy to globally make those changes as needed. Theme fonts, this is a really cool one. I already have like a really performant Google font set up for you. So if you go to source, go to components, go to head, and then base head. And I could make this easier to edit in the future, but right now this is kind of how it works. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. So go to components, head, base head, and then you would update this Google Fonts import. And there's actually two of them. And I know it's kind of hard to tell right now, but there are two. So we've got Roboto Serif is our header font, and then Lato is the body. I'm trying to think of one that we could switch to. Let's do like Open Sans instead of Roboto Serif. And I believe it's a variable font, so we should be fine. So we'll save that. And if we go back over to, it's going to be typography, that changes. So this is theme font family serif, which I know I just switched it to a sans font. That's funny. Let's go to theme.css. You wouldn't normally do this, but I'm going to set this serif font to a sans font. We're going to do Open Sans. There you go. So just like that, just a couple of changes to that base head. That way we have the font available. And then right here in the theme fonts, just a couple changes, which serif font, right, probably should be a serif font, but you get the idea. Couple of changes and we have a Open Sans font now. And we can check that too. Yep, font Open Sans, perfect. And then Lato is still, or Lato is still the body font. Yeah, so that's really what I wanted to build. I don't think there's a whole lot more that I could show right now. I don't want to have this video be too long, but I just wanted to demo how easy it is to edit the theme, get started and use it, right? So maybe one other thing I'll show is like the shape radius. So normally, notice how the photo is really, really rounded. Maybe you don't like that, right? That was something that I liked, but let's go back over here to theme shape radius and let's just set it to 0. We'll save that, refresh, and now we've got that hard edge image. So just with a few tweaks, you know, you've got this completely different theme that is, I feel, a good foundation for an awesome marketing website for a startup or business. So if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below. Again, I know the channel name is changing. That can be jarring, but Little Sticks is where we're going from here. That's where it's staying. That is the new channel name, and I'm looking forward to a lot more videos, a lot more tutorials, and maybe that course platform in the future. So thank you so much, guys, and we'll see how I do on the Astro hackathon. Wish me luck. Peace.